Deakin joins us after today's 2-1 loss away to BASFORD. First of all, what was your thoughts on that?
We got what we deserved today. Just really poor. Wasn't at it. Didn't really put any passes together. Too many players. You know, when you've got 2 or 3 off it, you can sometimes mask it. But there was 5 or 6 players on the pitch today that were just miles off the pace of the game. And it's a tough one because obviously it's a local derby, and you know we can use excuses like, oh, it's a rigorous schedule and it's tiring and etc. We've got injuries, but the players that went out there today was more good enough to go and win that game. And you know, we had large parts of the ball. They sat in a low block, allowed us to come on to them a little bit, and just really lacklustre in that decision making. And it cost us. The first goal probably epitomises that. The throwing in their half, deep in their half. Mistake by Perchie, mistake by Jono, goal, and that's the level of football you're playing at. You get punished if you make mistakes, and especially when you compound one with another. So I think, you know, listen, I'm not going to get too wrapped up into it. We're 6 games in. We've had a decent start. Obviously, you know, the lads have given everything in this period of games, and you know, hopefully we've got a little bit of rest this week now to recoup. And you know, obviously I've got to address a few things with individuals and how their performances went as a team, and we'll do that Thursday night. But yeah, really disappointing to be fair, and you know, we never got out of the trap today.
So on the 60th minute, or just after, going down to 10 men, although both teams finished with 10 men towards the end, how much of a difference do you think that makes? Although it seemed to lift it a little bit, going on to score straight after the ball, how much of an impact do you think that had towards the end?
To be fair, we actually played better with 10 men. I think the shackles are off a little bit, and I'm asking them to play that way. This is a frustrating thing. I'm asking them to go and play with no fear, play on the front foot, and we just never really got started. And maybe that is something where you've got, you know, the lack of energy, and the energy levels are that low at the minute. We've got players carrying lots of knocks, but you can make excuses so you come out there at eyeballs. They're the same. You know, they played the same amount of games, and you know, we actually played better with 10. I think when we got the goal and had a little bit of impetus, and then the very stop-start game, the referee didn't have control a lot of the time, and it was very slow when we're trying to get the balls on and that. But that's what teams will do against you when they're ahead. You know, they want to beat you, and I think, you know, we can play better. That's evident, I think, and you know, we will play better a lot in the future. And we played worse, probably won games last season a little bit, but today we didn't deserve anything. And I think, you know, going down to 10 men again, it's just a lack of concentration from Sam. He's letting the man run off him, and you know, it's a difficult situation to be in as a defender because you either bring him down or you don't. But again, if he switched on and he gets the right side, that don't happen. And it's just those little moments today where we were just off it. And you know, I'm going to put it down to a blip, but obviously it's disappointing, especially going down to 10 men and getting back in the game. You know, you then get a point, and it's a good point. But unfortunately, we switched off again from a corner and they scored.
So going into Saturday, different competition, the FA Cup, against, well, it's another local derby, I suppose, against Heanor Town. How do you approach a game like that?
Well, I want us to come out like wounded animals because, you know, we need a reaction from today. Today wasn't good enough. I've just told them in no uncertain terms that it wasn't good enough, and we need a reaction going into Saturday. FA Cup, something that I want to have a good run in this year. But again, Heanor won't be easy to play against. They're a difficult side to play at home. I went to watch them last year against higher opposition in the FA Cup and the League Cup, especially Derbyshire Senior Cup where they beat Alfred on penalties. So there'll be no mugs, and they'll want to beat us as well. So it's about making sure that we're really focused now moving forward to our next block of games, that we have a reaction and start to get back to playing how we usually play.